Top 10 Most Dangerous Birds on Earth. When we think of dangerous birds, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Maybe you don't think of a giant pterodactyl chasing you down, but you might think of birds of prey or even large fowl. Interestingly, some birds can pose huge risks despite their size. Other birds are simply dangerous in other ways you might not think of. Let's get to know these remarkable winged creatures and why they made our top 10 most dangerous birds in the world. Number 10. European Herring Gull. Scientific name: Lurus argentatus. Continent of origin: Europe. Weight: 1.6 to 2.4 pounds. Height: 24 to 26 inches. The European herring gull may remind you of the beach at first glance. These birds can get quite testy during nesting season. These birds span across the coastlines of Europe, laying eggs on beaches. They tend to gather in pairs that mate for life. When eggs are incubating, males vehemently protect the area, looking out for any potential threat that might be lurking. They are so territorial that they will even sometimes kill unknown chicks of their own kind. They have even been known to attack dogs at the beach. Even though they might be a little frisky when protecting their young, they're otherwise curious birds. They like to steal food you dropped on the beaches and nose about to see if you have anything to offer up. Number 9. Australian Macby. Name: Genorhina tivison. Continent of origin: Australia. Weight: 708 to 12.3 ounces. Height: 14.5 to 17 inches. The Australian Macby is a medium-sized passerine that is black and white. They look very similar to the American crow and raven. But don't let their good looks fool you. These birds are fiercely territorial, with reports of attacks every year. When any perceived threat is around their nesting area, they will try to swoop at the intruder. If they can, they will continue this behavior, getting more aggressive each time. It is so commonplace in Australia. They refer to their nesting season as swooping season. Number 8. Mute Swan. Scientific name: Phygnosalor. Continent of origin: North America. Weight: 19 to 26 pounds. Height: 47 inches. Mute swans are one of the largest waterfowl, weighing up to 26 pounds. These birds are notorious for mating in lifelong pairs and swimming gracefully. These beautiful creatures might look quite peaceful on the water, but they don't take any threats lightly. They are known to be the most aggressive waterfowl. Swans will be complacent as long as nothing threatens their territory. These hostile birds drive out nearly all nearby critters when it comes time to mate, nest, and raise their young. They even chase native birds from their nests to make the space solitary while they occupy it. Number 7. Great Northern Loon. Scientific name: Gavia immer. Continent of origin: Europe. Weight: 3.5 to 18 pounds. Height: 27 to 36 inches. The Great Northern Loon is part of a family of diver birds. These beautiful waterfowl have interesting spotted patterns with dark heads and red eyes. These birds might look harmless, but they can actually get quite aggressive during nesting season. Since their beaks can shred and tear, they can cause some damage if you happen upon their eggs. If they feel threatened, they will quite literally use their beak as a sword, stabbing the predator. Even scarier, they tend to target the head, neck, and eyes. So your best bet is to stay as far away from them as you can during nesting season. They typically nest on lake shorelines, so be mindful between May and late June. Number 6. Red-Tailed Hawk. Scientific name: Buteo jamacensis. Continent of origin: North America. Weight: 2.4 pounds. Height: 18 to 26 inches. The red-tailed hawk is a vicious, relentless hunter in the wild. Often, it will snatch prey before they even realize it's happening. Though hawks aren't necessarily dangerous to people, they can be dangerous to smaller animals, like chickens. Red-tailed hawks hunt in daytime hours, but blend in extremely well with the natural elements. These efficient flyers are incredibly fast with their targeting. They have impressively strong talons where they topple and grasp their prey. Number 5. Great Horned Owl. Scientific name: Bubo virginianus. Continent of origin: North America. Weight: 3.2 pounds. Height: 24 inches. While the stunningly impressive great horned owl is a fierce hunter, they aren't much of a threat to humans. While rare, there are some cases where an owl might attack a hiker or walker if they got close to a nest. These fearsome creatures can be a real threat to house pets if you live in the country. Small breed dogs and cats can be easy targets for these large birds. Owl injuries can be extremely hard to treat since they have such an intense grip. Luckily, most dogs and cats are indoors or seek shelter at night, so this possibility is pretty rare. But if the owl had that opportunity, they would likely strike. However, their main source of food consists of squirrels, opossums, geese, hawks, snakes, and frogs. Number 4. Lammergeier. Scientific name: Gypaetus barbatus. Continent of origin: Asia, Africa. Weight: 13 pounds. Height: 40 inches. One look at the Lammergeier might be enough to scare the socks off you. And in this case, looks aren't deceiving. These large birds look a lot like an eagle but shaggier and more sinister. They tend to dine on carrion and bones, so they aren't much of a threat to living creatures. But there's a twist. These birds carry a name that translates to lamb vulture. And why, you ask? Because these birds are large enough to carry off livestock, and even small children. Thankfully, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none, as these vultures prefer dead things. Number 3. Emu. Scientific name: Dromaeus novahollandii. Continent of origin: Australia. Weight: 79 to 88 pounds. Height: 5.7 to 6 feet. The emu is the second largest bird in the world, but not the second heaviest. That award goes to the cassowary, as we mentioned earlier in the article. Looking remarkably similar to their ostrich cousins, these fluffy, flightless birds pack a punch. They too have long, powerful legs with 3 forward-facing toes that allow them to propel forward at great speeds. An adult emu can run up to 30 miles per hour at full speed. Their fluffy body feathers serve as a natural sunscreen or added layer of protection. Number 2. Ostrich. Scientific name: Struthio camelus. Continent of origin: Africa. Weight: 140 to 320 pounds. Height: 6.9 to 9 feet. Introducing the largest bird in the world, the ostrich. These big guys are incredible runners originating in Africa. What they lack in flight, they make up for with great speed. They can run short bursts up to 43 miles per hour. So it's no contest if the two of you were in a race. These birds have powerful legs, as you could guess from all that exercise. Rather than having tight, coarse feathers, ostriches have light, fluffy feathers that are soft to the touch, giving them a classic shaggy look. Their feathers are not waterproof like most birds, so they can get drenched. Number 1. Cassowary. Scientific name: Casuarius. Continent of origin: Australia. Weight: 121 to 167 pounds. Height: 5.8 feet. The colorful-faced cassowary is a large flightless bird that is a marvel to behold. They are the heaviest bird in Australia, and only second in the world to the ostrich. These jet black-bodied birds are separated into 3 different variations. Females are larger and generally more colorful than their male counterparts. These birds have what is called a casque on their head, which is a thick layer of keratin, what our fingernails are made of. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on subscribe button if you found this video informative and exciting. We love hearing from you, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.